Hi everyone, it's Dave here. Welcome to Digital Doxology. Today I'm going to be talking about musical inspiration and what inspires musicians to want to make music. Well, what inspires people to want to write a book? What inspires people to want to paint a picture or sculpt or create poetry? For today's tutorial, I'm going to be talking about inspiration, musical inspiration. If you like this video today, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that little bell so you'll be notified when I put out my next video. So today we're talking about inspiration. What are some things that inspire us to write music? So I'm going to be giving you some insights and giving you some little tips on things that you can do to help yourself get inspired. It's not always easy to get inspired to write a song. Sometimes there's little things you can do, though, to help you get started. So I'm going to show you some of those little tips. When I was a little kid, I was always fascinated by music and how music could tell stories. Sometimes music could tell a story in 5 minutes, what would take a whole book to tell. Or you could go to a movie and hear music, or you could listen to music and music could tell a story without having any words. It was just amazing to me. So I'm going to focus on two things today. Number one, getting inspired to write songs that tell a story, or writing music that tells a story with words or telling a story without words. So let's get ready to dive into getting inspired, score writing, and storytelling through music. Here we go. Hi, welcome back everyone. Dave here. Music composing today, getting inspired using music to tell a story. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that little bell. That way you'll be notified when I put out my next videos. So what inspires you to write music? You ever think about that? I assume that you're here because you want to write music, but what is it that inspires you to want to write your music? Is it an easy thing to do to write music? Does it just come to you easily? Sometimes it does, sometimes it might not. Sometimes writing music can be hard, just like running into the wind. I like this quote here by Henry Ford: when everything seems to be going against you, remember airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. And music, sometimes you have to be like that. You have to just get right into the wind and just do it. I make this comment before. Sometimes the best way to write music is just to jump in and start trying to do it, using your imagination and other things. But are there right reasons to write music? Are there wrong reasons to write music? Well, the funny thing is I have friends that I know in my past that would probably fall into one of these categories. Wrong reasons to write music. I just want to make money. Or someone made me do it. Maybe somebody's parents made them go to college to get their music degree, and it's not really something that interests them. Or maybe they want to be a famous star and write a hit song, right? Maybe you know or heard somebody that falls into this category. It's not always a good idea to write music for those reasons, but there are some good reasons to write music. If it makes you feel happy inside, if you feel the need to, sometimes I'll be driving my car and I'll just have a song come to me while I'm driving my car. I'm driving along, and I know I've told this story to people and they laugh because they think it's funny, but I will start humming a song right when I'm driving my car. It's the weirdest thing. Or they just have a passion for it. They feel a need to express themselves. And I was recently thinking about Beethoven. You know, Beethoven wrote his Ninth Symphony, and I wondered, why did he write his Ninth Symphony? He was already practically deaf at the time. So why would somebody deaf want to write a symphony that they could never hear? Do you ever think about that? It's probably because they have a passion to do it anyway. It was something inside them that just feels a need to get something out. And I can totally relate to that. I was thinking of a quote by Billy Joel. He says, "I think music in itself is healing. It's an explosive expression of humanity. It's something we're all touched by. No matter what culture we're from, everyone loves music. when you start to realize that everywhere around the world, people love to listen to music. You might think, well, people in faraway countries, they're going to listen to classical music or something, or jazz. But it might surprise you that people in Africa or in the Soviet Union or Russia, they like to listen to country music. We never know. You never know what kind of music people will love. Everybody loves music, and sometimes people love different kinds of music. So we're going to talk today about how to get inspired and how to get yourself inspired to write music by telling a story. So I'm going to share a story of what happened to me recently. Sometimes the best stories can come, and the best songs can come from stories that you just kind of stumble on. Recently, I was digging around through the internet, and I stumbled on the story about this Celtic goddess named Ceridwen. And I was reading about Ceridwen, and I know Halloween's coming up, so I was kind of thinking about, Celtic folklore stories and legends of witches and stuff, and stumbled on this story, and it just kind of intrigued me. And so I started to read the story, and then funny thing was I started to think, I can put this to like a poem. There's a legend from long, long ago of a goddess known best as Mother in Crone. When she calls your name, know the change is nigh. For one thing to live, then another must die. And so as I was reading the story, I got more ideas, and I just kept adding more verses and more verses, and finally I had about 4 verses to go with the story. And so I just put it together, and I got my guitar and started strumming. I started off in D minor, but it didn't quite work for me in D minor, and then I changed keys again. Then finally I settled on G minor, and that just seemed to click in. That's when the melody came to me. And this is a little clip from the video that I created of the song Ceridwen's Crone.
There is a legend from long, long ago of a goddess known best as Mother in Crone. When she calls your name, know the change is nigh. For one thing to live, then another must die.
And if you want to see the whole video, go onto my YouTube channel and look for Ceridwen's Crone. It'll be in there. And I'm going to explain in just a minute how I put all this together. Some of the video that you see here is actually stuff from a place called ArtGrid. You have to join it, and then you can download a lot of these videos that they use. Some really, really top-notch quality 4K, even 8K video that they have available. And so I actually put together a 1-minute video, and I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. I want you to create a song or music to go with that. And let's keep it to 1 minute. I thought that would be the easiest thing. Kind of like you're putting together music for a TV commercial or an opening to a brand new TV show. And so let's watch the video. There's no music in the video, but I'm going to let it play. And if you want to, you can go back and copy the video or just watch it from the YouTube video that I have here. I'm going to just play the video and let you look at it. Here is my video I put together, 1 minute, called The Highway Run. Believe it or not, that is almost a little over 1 minute. I think it's 1 minute and 4 seconds. You can go back and time it. I tried to get it to about 1 minute, but seems like it's forever when there's no music. The video just seems like it's so long, but it actually is a very short video. So let me go back to the beginning of the video. And it says, evaluate what music would best suit the scene, time it, and evaluate for any transitions that are needed, and then score it. So I will leave it on here. You can go back and just for fun, see if you can come up with something that fits this, and I'll show you how I kind of do it. I like to do things like this as just a kind of a fun little exercise. Now, at the beginning of this video, there is a rhythm. I don't know if you pick up on it, but I'll kind of help you along through this. Watch the beginning of the video and see if you pick up the rhythm that I'm talking about. A little clue, watch the shadows. Now the shadows on the trees on the pavement create kind of a rhythm. Dun, 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 something like that. And of course, right away, it's motorcycles, so I kind of thought, oh, I need some music like running down the highway, looking for adventure. What's that song? Born to be Wild, right? This a Steppenwolf song. That would be good. You could actually probably take a clip of that and put it in with this. It'd work. But if you want to create something original, it helps to kind of have that beat in there, something that has a beat within the song or within the video, I'm saying. And transitions. In the video, there are places where it transitions from one scene to another, like right here. That was a transition. And then, of course, this is just the highway. Then it'll back off in a second, and you'll see another transition as it zooms in, and then you see the motorcycle go flying by. This scene right here, this is a different scene. And the very last scene is where the motorcycle zips by to the right side. That was another transition. So anytime when you're scoring a video, you want to watch for transitions unless you can create the transitions yourself. I think here comes the ending of it where he just zips by to the right side. All right, so let me show you how I would do something like this. Like I said, the video for this I created with videos from, there's the story of Keratin. And I found it on the internet. Really interesting story if you're kind of into that stuff. And I based the story around some of the story of Keratin and Bran the Blessed and Gyuan. It's an interesting story. I don't want to go into that, but it is a really cool story, and I think you might enjoy it. All right, so how do I put together these videos that I do a lot? And sometimes I just put together my own videos and edit them transitions. Here, wherever, if you're familiar with iMovie, right here is a transition. Here's another transition. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little scenes that I clip together to make a 1-minute video called The Highwaymen. And I even put some music to it. Let me drag my music down below the video. So the first thing I did was went into ArtGrid and downloaded the videos that I wanted right here. And you just drag them in, put them in the scene where you want. And then I added my music. Now, if the music's a little bit too long, you can always stretch some things out or shorten things up. Sometimes you have to watch. I'll show you what I mean. Now the music didn't start right at the beginning, so I have to clip the end here to bring up the music a little bit. I want the music to start right when the scene opens. Just like that. Did you see that? When it goes dong, I want that to hit right when the first scene opens. It didn't. There's a lot of things I would like to change in that, but it kind of gives you the basic idea. So the rhythm, I kind of like the rhythm. The mix wasn't entirely, I wasn't happy with the mix. So one of the things I might want to do is go back into something like Audacity and then remix it in Audacity and get those bass levels up a little bit. You can do some of that on iMovie. If you know how to do that, you go up, there's a setting up here where you can do things to the soundtrack and do some, like make it louder, bass boost or bass reduce, music enhance. My experience though, if I do that, it makes it too loud. Let me show you what I mean. Here goes, music enhance. You'll see the levels down here just jumped up. Let me hit it somewhere. Yeah, that's way too loud. So I still have to bring it down. So it really boosted all the levels there of the, let me undo that. And undo that. There we go. Now, if I was going to refine this, a couple of things that I would do. If you go in, if you're familiar with iMovie, this is kind of fun to do. You can always take your own little video clips. I like to time the transitions to the music. There's a spot right here where I'm thinking. Right there. So I drag this back a little bit so it changes scenes right when the music changes. Do you see what I just did? You timed the music and the scene change to coordinate with each other. To me, that creates a little more interest, a little more excitement in the video as well as the music. It's one of those fun things to do. So if you can't change the video, then you want to, when you're doing your music and recording your music to go with the video, you want to line up your changes to go with the video. I don't know if that makes sense or not. One thing to do that is to time it out. Like when you see this transition right here, let me clip on right there. The time indicator on here is 34 seconds. So you want the transition. The music just changed right there, right at the 33 mark. Da, da, da. So what I might do is move this back a little bit so that it changes. A little more. See what I just did? I moved this scene up a little bit so that it switches and transitions right when the music transitions. So have some fun with that. Try it. Find a 1-minute video of something and then put some music to it. Take the original music that's in it, take it away, and then create some music to go with it. It's just kind of a fun little exercise. It might get you inspired, might give you some insight and come up with some new ideas on how to do that. When they actually do videos on TV and things like that, a lot of studios will use programs like Cubase or Pro Tools and things like that, because a lot of those computerized digital audio workstations, you can sync those up to the video a lot easier, and then you can actually do a little more creative things with them that way. Or take a song, a video from something on YouTube, take the music out, and then make your own music to go with it. Have a little fun, and maybe you'll get inspired by something. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that little bell so you'll be notified when I put out my next video. All right, you guys have a great day. Have some fun. Play around with making some music and playing around, creating a mood. Have a great day. This is David saying take care. Catch you later. Bye.